What's up, guys? Today we will be revisiting the iPhone 13 in 2024. Fantastic device for anybody who is an iPhone fan. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into this. I think the thing that is going to stick out the most with this phone is that it should have about 3 to 4 more years of iOS updates, which is really nice as well. And the thing about this phone is it is a little bit on the pricier side for, older flagship here. It's around 380, so it's kind of up there with like the Note 20 Ultra and S21 Ultra and stuff like that. So you're gonna pay a little bit of money for this phone, but I think it's definitely worth it as we go through the phone. Now I want to talk about the hardware here. You still have some really beautiful hardware on here. You have your mute vibration switch, which Apple got rid of for the action button. But what's interesting about this phone in particular is that it still looks just like an iPhone 15 from the back. Still has the same camera cutout, and yeah, it really looks like an iPhone 15 still. And yeah, it's a very nice looking phone to look at for sure. Glass and metal device. It is IP68 dust and water resistant, of course. And yeah, I just really like the color of this phone too. The blue color is really nice as well. And yeah, so it's a little bit boxy. These sort of, the 13, 14, 12 even, they have that sort of boxy shape, sort of sharp. So it's not super comfortable phone to hold. You can put a case on it, of course. It'll take some of that, cutting in the palm away. But other than that, I mean, this is a really nice looking phone. I mean, it looks, like I said, exactly like the newer iPhones. All right, so let's talk about the display on the iPhone 13. It's a fantastic display. It's the Apple XDR OLED display, 1200 nits peak brightness, so it does decent outdoors. It's a 6.1 inch phone, so it's not a super big phone. It's 1170 by 2532, and it's 460 for the PPI here. And overall, it's a really nice display for the most part here. And I think the biggest thing that stood out to me with this panel in particular is that it is a 60 hertz panel, so it just goes to show how kind of behind Apple was. Because if you're coming from an Android device with 120 hertz, yeah, you will notice like it is a little bit, it doesn't feel as smooth as 120 hertz or even a 90 hertz phone. If you're coming from an iPhone like an 11, 10s, you probably will notice that it feels a little bit faster. So that's the thing. It depends on which phone you're coming from, and also the notch up top. Like I said, it looks dated if you're coming from an Android phone, but if you're coming from an older iPhone, it looks fine. Apple didn't really get rid of the notch until what was it, the iPhone 15? So it just depends, but the notch is fine. Once you look at it, you kind of you forget about it. But yeah, it does look a little bit dated depending on where you're coming from. All right, and just touching on gaming performance, this thing is going to be a beast. It's running the Apple A15 chip, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's got 128 gigs of internal storage and 4 gigs of RAM, which I think is a little bit low, but I haven't had this phone like close out any applications or anything like that. So you could run into that if you're like a really heavy power user, apps closing out. But so far, I've been having a lot of stuff open and haven't had any issues. But yeah, performance wise, I haven't noticed the phone really heating up or anything like that while playing games. It's just a really fast phone. So whether you are just trying to do intensive stuff, editing, playing video games, this is a pretty good phone to game on. Like I said, it's really smooth for the most part here. And I'll show you guys the Geekbench scores, but as you guys can see, it's crazy smooth. Running PUBG. Unfortunately, this phone could probably do the the 90 frames or whatever if it had the high refresh rate. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Here are the Geekbench scores here, so you can see single core. So it's a really fast phone if you want to go ahead and compare these scores. Very fast when opening applications up and stuff like that. Really smooth phone for the most part. It feels pretty much on par with the iPhone 15, honestly. Let's check out these speakers at max volume. Yeah, so the speakers sound really good, really great bass quality on here, really balanced speakers on here, sound excellent. And of course, this phone is running Face ID and it works flawlessly, very fast, no issues with that. Now, I think the next best thing besides the chipset on here is actually the cameras. I was really surprised at how good the image quality was on this phone. Even compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it still takes some really good photos. I would say even, somewhat close. It's got a 12 megapixel standard and a 12 megapixel ultra wide on here. It shoots in 4K 60, and then you also have a 12 megapixel selfie that also shoots in 4K 60 as well. You have the cinematic mode on here as well too, which is really cool. And the photos on here are absolutely fantastic, guys. Really good dynamic range, great detail. I like the selfie cam, good detail with that too. And yeah, I had no issues at all with image quality. Like I said, if you're looking for a pretty good camera phone and a really good video phone to take videos and stuff with, this is a really good option as well too. You can see the pictures for yourself, just really good detail, pretty accurate colors on here. The only thing that I was missing with this phone is any type of 3 times telephoto lens, which you would typically get with like a a S23 or S22, the competitors when this phone came out. That's the only thing. It just has the ultra wide, which is great and has really good quality, and I really like it. But yeah, that was the only thing I was kind of missing. Now, you can do the digital zoom, but you might lose a bit of quality depending on how far you zoom. So yeah, so I really like the cameras. Like I said, top-notch video, excellent cameras. All right, let's talk about the battery life on this phone. So I still have 100% battery health on this phone, and it does fantastic with battery life. It's really good. Even though the battery is still pretty small on here, it's a 3240 milliamp hour battery. It does have the wireless MagSafe charging as well too, and it does have standard wireless charging as well. It's a really good phone when it comes to screen on time. I haven't had this phone really die on me in a day. Battery life is, like I said, is pretty solid if you keep your battery health up. Yeah, so no issues at all with battery life. So overall, this is a fantastic phone. Like I said, if you're buying a used refurbished phone and you want something that has a good camera, pretty good display minus no high refresh rate, the chipset is absolutely crazy fast on here as well too. It's a really fast phone. Somewhat compact, like I said, these days as well, being at 6.1 inches. And it just looks great. It looks like a new iPhone, like a iPhone 14, 15. So what do you guys think about the iPhone 13? Would you pay $400 for this older flagship? Be sure to let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.